Hello, everybody. Time for another Movement Monday. All right. You have all seen this in your students. Tongue out. They're doing some combination. The tongue's out. I think of it like the Charlie Brown thing. Little kids, maybe using scissors, tongue out. What the heck is that about? All right. Well, I'm here to give you a little bit of insight. So on a previous Movement Monday, I talked about reflexes, active reflexes. Our original programming that comes up is meant to emerge, develop, and then integrate and become inhibited where it doesn't show up anymore unless emergency. Okay, so I don't want to be in stress during class. It always cycles back to that because then it seems like an emergency and my reflexes are there for me. So if you do see pursing, real gripping, the tongue coming out one side, chewing, sticking it straight out, anything like that that you see, that is a signal that whatever you're doing right now is stressing your student out. We always see it in things like pirouettes or a frianchement, something that's more complex. All right, so it probably means you need to do something to help integrate them, de-escalate the stress that is going on, or look at your progressions. Perhaps was too big a leap expected and it stressed that student out, and you can tell. It's not that they have a bad habit. It's that their brain changed state and a reflex that was not fully inhibited yet reemerged as sort of part of the support of being in that stress state. Okay, so it's a clue. Now, how can we sort of help break that particular habit? Well, that habit comes from what's called the mouthing reflex. So we all, as newborn little babies there, all actually had a reflex to seek out our mother's breast for food. Okay, we would use our hands squeezing on the breast to try to create the flow of milk for us. And at the same time, we'd be sucking. So that is a very early reflex, clearly like day one reflex that could still be there. You see it a lot in kids that have hands that often clench or fingers clench or really spread, that they're in the middle of one of those. And especially if you see it with the mouth. It's called this reflex, opening, closing, it's called the Babkin reflex. And it's linked mouth and hand, and it's to do with our early nursing pattern, also called the mouthing reflex. Now, what can you do about it in class? Well, all the jaw releasing stuff can help to calm that, but something that's, again, so easy, how could it really work? Using the fingers, the pads of the fingers, tapping in a circle around your mouth, going several times around the mouth. It's like it's getting the stimulation and going, hey, it's cool, you got it. All the stimulation around here. Now, does it calm it immediately? It can for some. If you see that happening with students a lot, I would draw attention to it nicely, calmly. It can be embarrassing. So you could use humor without humiliation, or you can just talk to them about the fact that we need to have release through here so we can spot well. So even if I see one person with clenched here, maybe you don't point out the tongue out. If I see one person with a clenched mouth and jaw, we're going to do this because everybody needs to have a free and easy head for presentation, spotting, what have you. They're going to buy into that because they're going to agree with you. And that kid who maybe really does have tension there and has a very clear reflex happening, you can do it with them. So again, all I'm doing is tapping around here. So I would do that in many classes. The kid who really needs it, maybe there's a way to quietly say to them, I'd really love you to do this one regularly, like a couple of times a day. It can take a bit of time to integrate. All our reflexes were meant to kind of emerge, develop, and then go down over a period of months, certainly not days or weeks. So if that didn't happen in our babyhood, we might need to take a few months to do it now. All right, always worth it. Again, silly because it's so easy, just tap. You could also tell them that they could do things like suck on a straw. Think of it like if a baby needed to suck to get milk 10,000 times and they only did it 2,000 times. They've got to finish doing it until that part of the nervous system is satisfied. All right, so suck on a straw. I don't know if I'd say go suck on a lemon because actually you don't want the the acid on your teeth, but just say, you know what, for the next 2 months, drink your beverages through a straw. Okay. You never know what's going to happen, but I can tell you this, it certainly won't hurt. And them taking that action to do that is often one of the best things to do, because I'm now taking charge, I'm taking control. And as soon as I'm taking control for something that I'm wanting to develop in my body, let's call it develop in the body, not change, to develop in the body, I get my choice back, I get my autonomy back. And I'm going to come out of that back brain into more of a thinking as soon as we have choice. All right, so that's it. A really easy way of tapping around, but you can tell them a little bit about the reflexes if you want. And if you just want to say this is to help release your neck, do that too. Okay, that's it for today's Movement Monday. Thanks. Bye.